Good morning, brothers and sisters, and my friends from all over the world. This morning we are going to talk about the Gupt Vidya, which is popularly also known as Mahajan Vidya. What is Mahajan Vidya? This is the science of material prosperity and the material liberation. As we know that human beings have 5 biological needs, and these 5 biological needs are given by the nature as the 5 purusartha, or we could say the 5 great the works of life, the 5 great pursuits of life, which every human being must meet in order to achieve the liberation from the reactive mind. Because till we are driven by the impulsive mind or impulsive behavior, our reactive mind is operating. To achieve the freedom from the reactive mind, we have to get over with these 5 biological needs, which are given by the nature. And what are these 5 biological needs? The food, clothes, shelter, education, and medical care. Why do I say that? That these are 5 biological needs? Because we cannot eat grass, which is abundant on earth, but we have to collect our food. We have to go around collecting the grains or the fruits. So basically the human beings are the grain-eating organism, and they need to collect their food because we cannot eat grass. So it takes time. Now, what is really important in this whole pursuit of the existence is the precious time we get from birth till death. This is the greatest cosmic gift. And the way you employ your time on earth is all that makes the big difference. But the human beings have very little choice in the matters of biological needs. You have to employ your precious gift of time in the pursuit of food, clothes, because we came here without any blankets. We came here naked. So we need the blankets, we need the clothes. Then we need the shelter, because we cannot live in a hole. We need to create our own hut or whatever, or a palace, as we need it, whatever we want. So the shelter. Third, education. All other animals, this is a simple observation. All other animals, when they are born like the kid, within 1-2 hours they know where the food is, how to defend, how to run away from the danger. But the child of a human being, the human child, comes without DOS, without any pre-installed software. It comes like a bundle of infinite innocence. And at least for 3 years, if you don't take care, or if somebody is not looking after that child, or if you leave that child with the wolves, he becomes Mowgli of Rudyard Kipling's story. Or if you leave him with the wild animals or with the dogs or anyone, they become feline child. because the human child comes here with no doors. So we need education, we need the initiation, we need the help of our parents, a constant care to teach us how to stand up, how to do things, and how to develop the survival skills. So we need education. We know, and in the great wisdom tradition of India, ancient India, we used to call these samskaras, the education given by the parents. And the mother is the first guru and father the second. So the human soul comes to earth to take admission in the first school, and that is the parents. So we need to learn. We need to practically design our own software, to write our own software, to write our DOS. And then comes the medical care, because this is the human being who needs the medical care than any other animals in comparison, I'm talking about. So my dear friends, we have to get over with these 5 fundamental needs, biological needs. Till we don't get over with the 5 fundamental needs, these biological needs of food, clothes, shelter, education, and medical care, our mind will be in the reactive mode, and we have to achieve the freedom from the reactive mind, which is serpentine mind. In order to cultivate the universal divine attributes of universal love, compassion, honesty, equality, we cannot do if we are moving under the influence of reactive mind. Because still we don't use our human experiential wisdom. If we cannot apply our wisdom of intellect, of discriminative wisdom, that what is important, what is not, what is the priority, and how should I invest my time on earth, and on what pursuit I should invest my time, till that discrimination is not used, the priorities are not used, the intellect is not used, we cannot act, we only just react. So my dear friends, there are 2 methods, 2 pathways. One is to create the spiritual prosperity, and the other one is to create the material prosperity. These are 2 paths. The first path, we talked about the Brahma Vidya, that you could achieve the spiritual prosperity through the discipline of renunciation and yoga, the science of yoga, and Brahma Vidya. And the second one is the path of material prosperity, and that is known as Mahajan Vidya. In the first one, you become a greater vehicle. From Yan, a vehicle, Mahayan, you become a greater vehicle of compassion and love, universal love. And spiritual nirvana, that you work for the spiritual nirvana for all other sentient beings before you care for yours, because you have already achieved the nirvana. You are liberated one through your spiritual prosperity. The second one is that you become, from Jan is a person, and you become Mahajan, you become a greater person. And how do you do that? Through the Gupt Vidya. That's a 3rd river, holy river of the Bharat Vidya. And when these 3 rivers, the Brahma Vidya, Madhu Vidya and the Gupt Vidya, the Mahajan Vidya, when they come together in a holy confluence, that's known as Bharat Vidya. So in the Mahajan Vidya, we have to get over with these 5 material needs, the biological needs. And that you do through a discipline of Yama, the Yam sadhana. In Brahma Vidya, we had the Yam sadhana of truth, non-violence, the recognition of rights of everybody's happy existence here and the fuel efficiency, taking minimum and giving out maximum goodness, and brahmacharya. These 5 yamas of the spiritual discipline and spiritual prosperity. In this one, we have 5 yamas again to create the material prosperity. And what are these 5 yamas of Mahajan Vidya? The first one is the discipline of asana sadhana, that you decide that this is your place and you won't move away from this place, the place of your work. That is your asana, that's your seat. And if you can do it, if anybody could do it for 1,000 days with a one mind, one focused mind, believe me, the Mother Nature will create those conditions around you, the environment will create those conditions around you for the material prosperity. That's a promise. If you could be steadfast on 1,000 days on one place like a nucleus, and then the whole world and the universe will go around you. My promise. And you could create the material prosperity. Whether you have taken that decision to be in your shop, in your workplace, in your business place, in your office. And the second one is the time. The discipline of time. Your timetable, that you open your shop at 8 o'clock and you close at 8 o'clock. No difference, doesn't matter what happens around in the world. You just are so steadfast on your time, your timetable of opening and closing your business. That's known as Samaya Sadhana. And the third one has 2 parts. One is your promise, which is known as Vachan Sadhana. That if you promise to somebody that you will give him 500,000 rupees on certain day, that time, doesn't matter what happens, you make it certain that you pay him that day on that time. Even if you have to sell your house or anything, that's your vachana. That's your commitment. You become steadfast on your commitment, and that's known as Vachan Sadhana. And there is another one which also concerned with your word. So one is the word of honor, and another one is the word of behavior. The way you talk to the people, the way you talk to your customers. Doesn't matter even if they call you a bad man or a thief or a fraud, or they say, well, you are taking more money from me and your prices are higher. You just don't reply in a bad language. You always say, sir, please go to him, don't buy from me, but this is my price, I'm sorry. So you have that great discipline of your tongue, the word. And the fourth one is that you decide, before you open your business, you will decide what is your profits, what's your margin of profit. Doesn't matter who comes to you, and doesn't matter how much. So you do the business of volume, quantity, more customers, but little profit. That's a great sadhana. That's a great tapasya. That is a great discipline of taka sadhana. And the fifth one is, like everybody else is living for one generation, for kids, all my kids and I need to do this and do that and their education, but you live for 7 generations. That's your resolution. That's your sankalpa. That's your firm resolution that you are going to create the material prosperity for at least for 7 generations, and you will take out your generations out of these 5 biological needs. that they don't have to worry about, and they could start from post 5 biological needs, their life, and they could invest their time in proper pursuit of life, of existential wisdom and evolutionary wisdom, and they could evolve to the highest states of existence, your generations. So that's Mahajan Vidya, and we will talk about more about Mahajan Vidya when we get the time. Thank you very much, and have a very, very beautiful day and very, very beautiful morning. Thank you very much, my friends and my brothers and sisters. Thank you.